Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your December 2020 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aquarius, December 2020 money and career. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, goodness. Okay. You have this one. And this is your bonus card. Fantastic. All right, let's see what your chakra energy has to say for this time. Aquarius. December 2020 money and career. Aquarius. December 2020 money and career. Aquarius. December 2020 money and career. Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. All right. These three. So let's see. We start off with personal power, which is your solar plexus chakra, and we're going to see how this all equates to the tarot in a moment. Then we have the I Am Presence, which is my favorite card in the whole entire chakra deck. This is the crown chakra. Ooh, goodness. And then we have meditation, which is also the crown chakra. The left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. Okay. We start off with the Nine of Swords. We have the moon. So those of you Aquarians born on the cusp with Pisces, the Pisces energy is going to come through very, very strongly. You have the Queen of Cups amplifying that Pisces presence, but also if you you just have this strong link to this Pisces presence, to this sense of overcoming fears and moving yourself forward. You have the Five of Cups here, which is you change your mind, you really do change your whole entire life. So the mind and the emotions are astoundingly important during this time. Your heart, crowned by the Ten of Cups, which is brilliant. The Two of Cups. The Page of Wands. Right? You have fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Six of Pentacles. Oh no, this isn't the Page of Wands. This is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, that makes more sense. So Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Queen of Wands. There we go. There's that fire sign energy coming through. Right? Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Then we have the Devil, strong Capricorn energy right here. If you're born on the cusp with Capricorn, that's going to be really coming out in the public arena. So just be mindful of that. We have the Three of Cups. And we have the Six of Swords. Wow. Okay. So really the gloves are off during this time as you're moving forward. Your bonus card is the Five of Wands. All right. The repeat of the number 5 means that you're moving towards freedom, most definitely, and that's going to be a recurring theme within your life, this sense of breaking free, of moving towards what it is that you greatly desire, where it is that you need to be, body, mind, spirit, and soul. There's also the repeat of the Queens right here. So you're going to be very much in control, because a queen is very much in control, but you're also going to be very behind the scenes. You're not going to want all the hugaboo during this time. You're just not. Things are going to be resolved more easily than you thought they would be. You're thinking this is going to be a super long battle, but there's something here, there's a shift that comes that doesn't take quite as long as you thought it was going to take. Now, you could think it's going to take forever, and it doesn't take a forever. So, time is relevant, especially when Spirit is looking at it. Let's see the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people that will be aiding Aquarius, December 2020, money and career? Who are the people who will be aiding Aquarius, December 2020, money and career? Who are the people who will be aiding Aquarius, December 2020, money and career? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, these these ones right here. And show me clearly. There we go. So we're starting off with Cernunnos, with the Devil energy, the Capricorn energy shining through again. Now, Cernunnos is very different than the Devil, because Cernunnos is the god of the forest in Celtic mythology. So here, when you're looking at Cernunnos, you're looking at somebody who is a little bit chaotic. It's kind of like, let's see where things fall, like how things grow, how things move forward. And you're going to be very drawn to this energy during this time, because there is a sense of you moving away from something that has held you back for too long, that has made you doubt yourself too profoundly, too deeply. And you want to know, here, Cernunnos is looking down at the people, and, the mind goes to just like a lustful encounter in the forest, this enchanting meeting. And you see this passion that is around them. And then you're wondering, like, what can come from that? How does that move them forward? And there can be a myriad of scenarios that come forward just from this one encounter, and from chaos kind of looking over it and saying things will happen as they may. And it may not have this rhyme or this reason, but it has this start. And so here with this Cernunnos energy, time frame December 22nd to January 19th, that's an energy that you're kind of embracing during this time, Aquarius, because you are moving forward in such a heartfelt, positive, embracing of soul and what you desire and where you need to be, that you're finding yourself being raised up. You're finding yourself embracing a greater truth. And this person who kind of sits back and says, well, here's the information. Let's see how you work out with it, like how it evolves you, how it moves you forward, what what you gain, what you don't. And it's part of your journey. And this is a person who like plants the seeds, but doesn't necessarily want to see if the plant grows or not. It goes on to the next adventure, to the next thing. Can be very much a person that inspires you through one form of media or another. This could be a writer, this could be a podcaster, this could be, any type of YouTuber or actor or anything, where you see this information coming in, and you might see it from a lot of different places, Aquarius, and it's like, oh wow, those are the answers I'm trying to get. That's the way that I'm trying to move forward. And it leads you then to the Prince. This is the Prince of Cups, right? Yeah, the Prince of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is a person who moves forward towards love, moves forward towards what they love, towards what they need within their lives, towards their heart's truth. And this is a person who very much fights for the heart. They believe the heart is very important. Now, the thing with a knight, with a prince, they can't be willy-nilly about things. They have to be kind of set and kind of serious. So when this person talks about the heart, it isn't just abandoning themselves to emotions. That's going to be something you have to be mindful of, because you will have people in your life during this time who simply abandon themselves to emotions and say, well, it's what I feel, or, oh, it's, yeah, it's what's right for me. And you're going to be looking at things. It's like, it's not right for you. This is just kind of like an adult temper tantrum kind of thing. So here, what you're looking at is moving forward for your heart, for what you desire. And this is a person who exemplifies that, who takes the heart very seriously, who knows that the heart and the mind have to come together. And as this truth guides you, and as you are inspired, it leads you then to the Queen of Pentacles. It leads you to this vibrational energy, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, very strong Capricorn presence in this reading. And it leads you to seeing the connections and things that you hadn't seen before. It leads you to an opening up of your eyes, an opening up of reason, a kind of placing things together where you thought, oh, I never thought of putting those things together. It's kind of like you stumble across a new recipe and you think, oh, this is going to taste awful. And then you eat it and you're like, it's amazing. So here, that's exactly what it's going to be like. This person helps you see the interconnectedness of things where you think, oh, well, that can never work. And then you're like, oh my gosh, not only does it work, but it's exquisite, because this is a time for you. And I know it sounds funny, and you're going to say, Dane, we're talking about money, we're talking about prosperity, we're talking about career here. And we're going to be starting by talking about the heart. Yeah. During this time, and especially for you, Aquarius. I mean, you are such an engaging, sensitive, compassionate, powerful person that if you leave the heart out of it, you leave a huge chunk of you just out of the equation. It's kind of like, oh, well, this pivotal part of me just doesn't matter anymore. And it more than matters. And so here, as you embrace your personal power, as you embrace your solar plexus, very much listen to your stomach during this time. Your gut feel, your gut reaction, it's going to be important. But also a sense of being kind to your gut. What foods are you feeding yourself? How are you staying hydrated? Are you drinking enough water? Which sounds silly to say, but it's very important. I had an acupuncturist describe it to me one time. He's like, if you don't drink a lot of water, now I drink a lot of water. My mom, on the other hand, she doesn't drink too much water. And he was talking to her and he said, if you don't drink a lot of water, it's like a sponge. It kind of goes right through right away. But if the sponge is awakened and, really absorbent, it takes in that water, and not as much goes through, so it doesn't go through you as quickly. So here, it's kind of like, are you keeping yourself hydrated? Are you keeping yourself powerful? Are you keeping yourself able to move forward the way that you want to? And we can start off with just the littlest steps can make the biggest difference. So embracing that power, embracing that truth, seeing the things in your life that you can take control over, especially in this world where so much is out of our control, so much is absolutely like scary and intense. And so here, it's taking that power, it's taking that brilliance, and it's moving yourself forward. And it's really embracing your solar plexus, embracing this gut feel, this sense of empowerment of soul, of self, of what you desire, because you have the I am presence right here. And again, the I am presence is my favorite card. So this is the crown chakra. This is what you crown yourself with. These are the words that you say to yourself when the world is quiet. I am brilliant. I am successful. I am powerful. I am in love with my life. I'm happy. Do you know how many people, it doesn't matter how much money they have, cannot say that they are happy? So it's looking at what you are. So now we have those positive things. But what about the negative? I'm worthless. I'm never going to get ahead. I'm always going to be behind. I'm so overwhelmed that I could just crawl into a little ball, curl up into a little ball, crawl away, and just disappear. I'm done. I'm tired. Are those the words that come out? Because those words, your energy vibration, here when you think, it's kind of like Peter Pan, when you think happy thoughts, you can start to fly. But when you think negative thoughts, you fall down. It's kind of like in Mary Poppins too, when they all laugh and rise to the top of the ceiling. And then when they get sad, they fall down. And that's what life is. So what's the narrative that you are telling yourself? And we can poo-poo this and say, oh, well, this is so silly. Change your mind, change your life. Yeah, sure. Well, it's at the root of you. It's at the root of you during this time. It's profoundly powerful. And it's not powerful just simply in the way of, you say nice things and nice things happen. Because sometimes you say very positive things and things still fall apart. But you start to change the neural pathways within your mind. You start to change the way that you look at things, the outlook that you have, right? What you believe that you can do, how you believe that you can move forward. And you might look at things and say, all right, failure, there, okay, everybody fails. But I am unstoppable. And I am power and I am brilliance. So it's looking at the pathways that you are embracing, because the mind does not know the difference between make-believe and reality, between what we say to ourselves and what we are living. And that's awesome. And it's also super scary. So have you ever noticed when bad things happen, just more bad things start to happen? That's because you're focusing on it. And it's not saying that they don't happen. It's if everything's falling down around you and, the dog wets on the floor and the baby won't stop screaming and you still have to get to work and everything like that. That's not saying that it doesn't happen. But it's also saying that it doesn't impact you. It doesn't take away your joy the way that it does if you're already in a frustrated, angry spot. So here, it's crowning yourself. It's literally visualizing a box being set before you. You opening up this beautiful velvet box and having this beautiful crown. And you crown yourself with, I am enough. I am powerful. I am strong. I am capable. I am successful. I am made in the image and the likeness of divinity. The God's head lives within me. I have grace at my soul. I am part of the universe and stardust flows through my veins. I am enough. And I will always be enough. And if you meditate upon that and you embrace your heart, okay, you look at your emotions, because your emotions during this time, you're picking up on what everybody else feels. Now, Aquarius, that's a pretty common thing with you. You pick up on what everybody else feels, what everybody else wants. These are the nightmares. These are the doubts. This is the anger. This is the sense of, I can't. But here's the thing, you can. This is a jaguar right here, right? Jaguar means, doesn't it mean to kill with one bite? They don't rip things apart. They just destroy with one bite. And that's what you're doing during this time to the doubts, the fears, the negativity, the nightmares that are coming in and saying, oh no, you can't. You can't move forward the way that you want to. You can't be blessed the way that you long to be blessed. There is no beauty for you. There's only nightmares, pain, and disaster. And here with the Nine of Swords, you're like, no, I'm done. I'm done living in the darkness. I'm done living in fear. I'm done being upset and being overwhelmed and being just held back. And that leads you to the moon. That leads you to facing fears because you're done. And you might find yourself saying, like, I'm done with this. I am done with this. And you are. You're also done with being worked so hard that you can't fall asleep at night. And you might not be able to change things right now. Spirit is not saying, get up, run away, join the circus type of thing. What Spirit is saying is that you're looking at what you want from your life. You're taking this viewpoint of, how do I move forward? How do I set things up that I can move to where I want to be, to where I need to be, to how I want my life to move forward, to what it is that I desire, so that I can kind of knock down the dominoes and everything can be in place. That's what you're looking at here. And you're worrying about it. You can be a little bit obsessive during this time. Most definitely. It's like you want to have everything planned, but you're planning a year or two in advance, and you're just not going to get there. You're just not going to have everything worked out. So here, it's saying, make sure you rest, okay? Make sure you take care of yourself. Don't let old fears ruin things for you. Most definitely. Don't let old fears define who you are and how you're going about your life. And then there's looking at the moon. The moon shows us our fears, shows us our doubts, shows us our angers, our upsets, our upheavals, our chaos. The moon also shows us our beauty. The silvery light of the moon is gorgeous. It is a reflection of the sun. And the moon's light reflects, the moon's glow reflects the sun's blindingness. So you can't look directly at the sun, right? Because, well, you can, but it's really bad for you. But you can look directly at the moon and be okay. And that's what the night is like. Sometimes looking directly at everything that needs to be done during the day can be overwhelming. And I can feel that here. There's a sense of like feeling overwhelmed, feeling as if just needing to breathe out, feeling as if, everything isn't going to be said or covered or correctly understood, and you're better, the faster you can go, the better it will be, and everything like that. It's like, no, step back. Look at the grace, look at the wisdom, look at the beauty that is around you, look at the knowledge that you are gathering, and look at it calmly and quietly. That's going to be really important, Aquarius. If you can stand the quiet, which it's so interesting because our world right now, it doesn't like quiet. We always have to have noise. But here with the moon, it's like if you can being quiet for 2 minutes a day, and then increase it 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Embrace the quiet and let yourself come to terms with a lot of the fears that you have, but also with the power that is a part of you. So with the moon, what you are looking at here is you're also looking at primordial fears. You're looking at the fears that have, been inherited through your DNA line, is what I'm seeing here. There can be, and it sounds rather scary to say, what is it? Generational curses. I don't really believe in being cursed, though, people do believe in that. I believe in mindsets being passed down. And that is kind of like a curse. That is negativity being spoken over you that says you will not be able to achieve because I wasn't able to achieve because this is my fear. You're going to have that come up. Yes, most definitely. You could see it from your father, from your mother, from uncles and aunts and grandparents. What you have been told scares you, or what you have been told made it so that you didn't try. Teachers too, most definitely. But then there is also the fears that we have innately within us. We fear the nighttime because we can't see as well. We're apex sight hunters. The only sight hunters that are better than us are, birds of prey. So when we can't see, that's a huge detriment. So at night, when we don't see things clearly, that's why we flood the world with light. Because if I can see it, then I'll be safe. Then I can ward off the doubts and the fears. But the doubts and the fears come. And our life today is not the same as when we were hunters-gatherers. And we were hunter-gatherers so much longer than we live our modern lives now. So here, there is this sense of, fight or flight. There is this sense of it feels life or death. It feels like, I just can't move forward the way that I need to. And you feel backed into a corner and there is no happiness and there is only stress because the secretion of the stress hormones are just so great. And there is no rest. And that's what's being said here. There's something here that needs to be addressed. And it's going to be a negativity that was spoken over you. Okay? It's going to be something that you almost feel is embedded in your bones. And what the moon is going to show you is that there's a calmer, gentler way to move forward. There's a calmer, gentler way to embrace blessings. There's a calmer, gentler truth that guides you and loves you. And here, there's a connection with that. And there's a connection with the meditation, with the I am presence, with the sense of the crown chakra, gracing you and moving you forward to where you want to be within your career, within your financial state. It doesn't mean that you're going to be, a billionaire. It doesn't mean that you're going to live in the biggest house and drive the fanciest cars. It means that you're going to be happy because you're looking at happiness. And have you ever seen those people who, they don't have much? I remember I was donating some clothing and this guy, he was like, I'm so happy. I have a warm coat. He says, my life couldn't get any better. I have a warm coat. And I looked at it and I was like, and then he told me his story. I was like, oh, why is that so, that is so wonderful, but why? And he said that when he was growing up, he didn't have a warm coat and he had to walk to school. He was an older gentleman. And he had to stuff newspaper into his coat and newspaper into his shoes to try and stay warm as he walked to school. And he would be so cold. So he knew that he was successful when he had a warm coat. And he was happy because of that. And it's looking at things, and it's boiling down happiness, not to what the rest of the world says. This is how you're supposed to be happy. But what do we feel within our hearts, within our souls, what illuminates our life, and what holds off the fear. What lets us know, okay, I see you, I respect you, because you keep me alive. Fear keeps you alive, but it doesn't get to define you. Because it's a survival mechanism. Make that person happy because that person's like, you'll look at the person who is the boss as kind of like the leader of the clan or the tribe that you're in. That's where the mind goes to. But that's not a person who's going to be able to keep you alive, when times get rough. So the mind has to change. It's like, okay, I need this balance coming in. And you're going to find that. You're going to find that during this time that you kind of pull things back and you're like, no, I need the balance and I need me to be at the center of that balance. And it brings you to the Queen of Cups. It brings you to love. It brings you to healing. It brings you to your soul needing to rise. Because you are looking at yourself and saying, I only rule one person in this world, and that's me. And I don't need everybody else to look my way. I don't need everybody else to understand, but I rule my truth. And as I rule my truth, instead of seeing all the mistakes and all the hardships and all the pains and all the disappointments, I see the love that I have. I see the beauty that I have. I see the blessings that are coming. I'm connecting myself with divinity. I'm connecting myself with the universe. I'm moving myself forward. And I'm moving forward in blessings. Because there's so much here to pull you down. There's so much here to make you feel overwhelmed and as if you're not going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve or get where you want to get. And it's like, no, stop it. Stop it and step back and reset it. Reset what you're aiming for. Reset what it is that you desire. It's not that you're failing, because a lot of you Aquariuses, you're going to think that. It's like, well, I failed. I have to reset it. I failed. It's like, no, you're reevaluating, you're regrouping, and then you're charging forward. It's not failure, okay? It's assessment. And you're looking at what it is that you truly need to guide you towards what you love, towards what you want, and what your soul greatly desires. And it moves you then to your heart being crowned by love, the 10 of Cups. And they all live happily ever after. Blessings and beauty and power and just absolute joy. And they all live happily ever after. And that's what your heart wants. Your heart is done with the nonsense. Your heart is done with the nightmares. Your heart is done with it. Your emotions want the love and the joy and the happiness and the success to come in. And why is that important? Because you're going to find during this time that patterns have emerged within your life. And they usually start off when we're pretty small, when we're children. And we keep on perpetuating them as we go forward. But as we perpetuate them, we also think, oh, well, that's now a truth, because it's been happening for so long. So here, with the fear, with the doubt, with the rising up, with the embracing what you love, with the stopping the worry. It doesn't mean you stop worrying all at once. It means that you sit there and you see the worry and you see it for what it is, you call yourself out, and you keep on moving yourself forward. Because you need to embrace your heart. You need to listen to your soul. Your heart is saying, I want to be in love with my life. I want to be in love with my career. I want to be in love with my finances. I want to be in love with life. And again, it doesn't mean that you're going to be the most successful person in the whole entire world. What it means is that, is just that you're breathing out. You're taking a weight off of your shoulders. And you're saying, this is where I stand. And this is what I stand for. And there's love that comes forward. And there's blessings that come forward. And there's beauty that comes forward. Because when you heal the heart, when you heal the emotional reaction that you have to things, because of the negativity that was spoken over you, because of what feels like a generational curse that was passed down, when you heal that, you start to free yourself from it. You start to free yourself from the patterns that your mind has created to the way that you are now moving forward. Because sometimes, yes, a job is just a job. You do it, you get paid, and you have the things that you really love on the side that just light up your life. But you need the money. Everybody needs money to survive. And, well, almost everybody. There are very few people who don't. So here, there is that sense of, I need to embrace my heart, my love, my soul, myself to have that healing guide me forward, to have that blessing be a part of me, to have that beauty, to have that beauty crown my life with love. Because that's what you want during this time. That's what you want for your life forevermore. I mean, who doesn't want to be happy and to be healed? Who doesn't? Who doesn't want a sense of, this is my purpose, this is my truth, this is my beauty, this is what I desire for my life, and living it, instead of one complaint after another, instead of anger and tired and fear and doubt that surrounds us, that surrounds us when it comes to our money, that surrounds us when it comes to our career. That doesn't make you thrive. That robs your sleep. That makes you feel old and like just worn out and haggard. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, wow, that's not what I wanted to see. It's like, no, you're done. You're done. It's now embracing your life, your joy, your passion, your prosperity, your beauty, your truth, and saying, I'm healed. I'm moving forward with love on my side, a love for my life. I might go into work. That might be my job, pays the bills. Fantastic. I uphold my responsibilities, which I find to be astoundingly important. It also makes you feel really good about yourself. It's like, wow, I can do that. And then you keep on moving forward. You have that joy. You have that laughter. So when people look at you, they're like, wow, why are you always smiling, Aquarius? How are you always so happy? How is this always you? What's your secret? And your secret is that you are calling the wealth into your life by raising your vibrational energy. And I know you might sit there and laugh and say, what does that, how does that even work? It works because you deserve it. It's not like a petulant child who sits there and says, I deserve to only eat candy for dinner because that's what I want. And, I'm going to throw a tantrum till I get it. It's that you opened up your heart and you're living your truth. And you're saying, this is who I am. I am made in the image and the likeness of divinity. I am more powerful. I am more than I ever imagined. And it takes the burden off of my shoulders. It lifts me up so that I can be a student, getting emotional here, so that I can be a student of my wealth, so that I can see the way things connect, so I can see where my blessings are. You might be looking for your blessings. You might be sitting there and saying, I just don't know where I fit. This isn't right. I know it's not right. And that's the first way you go about fixing it. It's like, I know it's not right. How do I move forward? How do I get to where it is that I want to be? The student, the Page of Pentacles, is constantly looking, constantly reviving, constantly seeing connections that weren't there before, seeing, things that had eluded them. And you're like, oh, well, that's it, isn't it? That's what I missed. Or I never thought those things could go together. It's like that recipe. I was just thinking my brother made Mexican stuffing, which I don't know if you ever had that before, but it didn't have any, stuffing like material in it, but it had, lamb and beef and olives and dates and this and that. And he was making it, and it was one of the most delicious things I had ever tasted in my whole entire life. And he was making it for Thanksgiving. And I thought, oh, that's going to taste awful, because I was just looking at all the ingredients that he was putting in. And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. But I thought, that's going to be a huge dish. I'm not going to touch it. And that's going to be what happens here. And I know equating it back to a recipe sounds silly, but Spirit's like, it's that. It's that thing that you look at and you're like, oh, how does that even work? And how do those things even fit together? And then you try it and it's delicious. You're looking at your life and you're like, wow, this is getting me closer to bliss, to happiness, to joy, to comprehension of what's truly important to me and what I truly desire. And it really does lead you to balancing the scales, to looking at the gifts that are around you, to seeing things more openly, more honestly, but also seeing the people who are taking advantage of you, who are pulling you one way or another and giving you more things to do and saying, well, why? You don't do anything anyway, or why? You can't, possibly be stressed out. Look how much I'm doing. And it's like, well, wait, I didn't know this was a competition. And don't be rude, type of thing. So here, with the Six of Pentacles, you're drawing that line and saying, I have to make the choices of what I will be overwhelmed with and how I will move forward. Because life will always overwhelm us. It just has that way of being. But you're looking, especially when it comes to finances, you're looking at things and it's either, somebody saying, well, I make more money, I get to make the main decision. And you feeling really bad about that and sitting there and feeling like, because that's not fighting fair. It's not fighting fair to pull the power card. So there's a sense of here, it's like, no, we're not doing that. Or a switch goes off in your head and it's like, oh no, we're done with this nonsense. We're moving forward in a different way. Or I'm looking for a different path forward here. But there's also this sense of people just giving you more and more to do and saying, oh, don't worry, Aquarius will handle it. But there's something here. There is somebody here, Aquarius, that fights dirty, okay? And they just fight dirty. And they will say things like, oh, well, it's almost like they use money as a weapon. And this could be for one Aquarius, just really profoundly. But, and if it doesn't resonate with you, of course, it's meant for somebody else. But it's like this one way. Yeah, they use money as a weapon. And they always do it. And it's the one way they always fight. And you're done. You're absolutely done. You're balancing the scales. You're balancing the scales. And you're saying, you know what, I'm being much more discerning with the energy that I surround myself with. Because I'm done with this nonsense. And you take this powerful stand, and it really does lead you towards what you love. It really does lead you towards a profound blessing. And it brings you to the Queen of Wands, to this passion, to this brilliance, to, really finding out that in the public arena, okay, when it comes to what you do, and how you express yourself, and the passion that gets you out of bed in the morning. And it doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home parent or if you are, the head of a company. What matters is that you shine so bright that people are in awe of it. And people are in awe of you. And you move forward just with this sense of, I'll roll up my sleeves, I'll get the job done. I know what it is that I need to do. I know where it is that I'm heading. And there's this passion, there's this power, there's this determination to you. And it has you really grounded to this earthly plane. So just be a bit mindful, because you can get too caught up in it's kind of like the worldly games of it all. The negative things that people say, the manipulations that people do, you can get all caught up in that, because Capricorn plays that game really, really well. Really, really well. Can call people out, can see what is expected, can see what's not expected, and can play that game exquisitely. Aquarius, you are more, but actually you can play that game really well too. But you have a tendency to lead with your heart. So here, just be mindful of that. You're also leaving behind a lot of things that you were addicted to. And it can be, addicted, drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, food, shopping, things like that. But it's also the addiction of thinking your voice doesn't matter. The addiction of swallowing your words, of not seeing your worth, of always trying to keep the peace. And you're sitting here and you're saying in the public arena, I need to get my job done. I need to move forward in my passion, in my truth, in what I desire, in my purpose in this life. And nobody is going to cage me. Nobody is going to hold me back. And it leads you then to the Three of Cups, because what you're looking at is those people who were supposed to protect you. For me, the Three of Cups is always the people that were supposed to raise their cup to you, that were supposed to celebrate you, that were supposed to love you. Whether this be a parent, a grandparent, a teacher who was supposed to, support you and not humiliate you, a lover who you just gave your heart to, and you thought, oh, I'm so safe, and they destroyed it. A best friend who broke your heart. Here, it's those people that you sit there and you're like, you gave me these scars, and now I don't know what to do with them. And your heart has run that path too long. You have found wound partners. Yes, that's it. You have found wound partners in your life. And here's the thing, and bear with me. We see wound partners a lot in relationships. This person is like my father. My father always yelled, so I feel very comfortable with this type of chaos or this type of abuse because I'm used to it, right? So, or you could do with your mother, everything like that. So we find people who perpetuate. But if you're looking at things, Aquarius, you also find it that you perpetuate it within your work, within your finances, okay? It's not just relegated to relationships. So you find that job that puts you down, the boss that always yells at you, You know, you find that the finances, you were yelled at when you were little, oh, you can't spend that much money on that stupid game. You know, what the heck do you think I am, made out of money? You know, how irresponsible can you be? So you find that job that you work really, really hard for, but can never please. And here it's seeing it. It's seeing it. And it's like, why am I perpetuating this? Why am I putting myself in these situations? And I feel stuck and trapped in these situations, because that's what this is. This is being trapped in a place that will never let you fly to your full extent, will never let you become who it is that you're meant to be. Now, again, your work is your work. You go home and you have your passion there. You have your hobbies, you have your life, you have these things that just light your soul on fire, and you become you become the light to the world, the pillar of your truth, of your glory. But you have to see the pains and stop the rivers from making, caverns. Yeah, to stop it from taking away your blessings. Because I'm seeing here, it's like it starts off as a little river, and then all of a sudden it becomes the Grand Canyon. And it's not all of a sudden. It takes so much time to erode the dirt, to erode the land like that. But there's a sense here of saying, no more. No more does this get to live in my heart. Do I get to perpetuate this throughout my world, throughout my life, throughout myself? And that's what you're seeing here with the moon when you have that release. And you have that release. For a lot of you Aquarius, it's going to come to you in a dream, or it's going to come to you when you're sitting quietly drinking a cup of tea, and you find yourself, or whatever it is that you like to drink, and you find yourself moving forward. You find yourself taking your knowledge, taking your understanding, and moving forward, transformed, empowered, emboldened, and graced. Is it going to be hard? Yes, it is. Are you going to understand it the whole way? No. The Five of Wands as your bonus card shows that there's chaos sometimes just for the sake of chaos, because there's a part of you that says, well, there has to be chaos here. What if the other shoe, drops when I least expect it? So I should always be ready for things to be knocked apart, for things to be torn down. And divinity is saying here, stop. Stand in your truth, stand in your glory. Don't get involved in everybody else's nonsense and craziness. And don't let that craziness slip into your mind and take you over. Let's go deeper. Aquarius, December 2020, money and career. Aquarius, December 2020, money and career. Aquarius, December 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, okay. Okay. All right. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. So you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Swords, Justice, the Eight of Wands, Temperance, Sagittarius energy coming forward, Judgment, the Five of Wands coming through once again, the Five of Cups coming through once again, and the Seven of Wands. And let's see the people you have to be mindful of during this time. Aquarius, December 2020, money and career. Aquarius, December 2020, money and career. Aquarius, December 2020, money and career. Who does Aquarius have to be mindful of? December 2020, money and career. Who does Aquarius have to be mindful of? December 2020, money and career. Who does Aquarius have to be mindful of? December 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, and show me clearly. These two. Fantastic. So we have here the Chariot. This is Cancer energy, time frame June 21st to July 22nd. This is a person who charges forward with their emotions. This is a person who will absolutely get you caught up in their drama, in their trauma, in their pain, in their suffering, and you will think, I'm being a really good person, I'm helping them. But they will bring you down. So just be mindful of that. There's no balance between the tamed and the untamed side of themselves. There's just simply this charging forward, this chaos, this desperation to them. And you have to be mindful not to let yourself be completely sucked in. And then we have the Queen of Cups, which perpetuates this. Now, this could be amplifying the Cancer energy, but this is a person who uses gossip, who uses emotions as a weapon. They just do. They have this way of... Okay, so you know that person in high school, or you know that person that makes you feel like they absolutely care about you. They are absolutely there with you. Like, oh my gosh, I absolutely, I get it. I'm the only one who really understands you. Tell me your deep, dark secrets type of thing, because I'll help you and we'll move forward and everything will be great. And you do. And, this could be, high school, college. I've seen these people, in life now. And you do tell them because you think, wow, this person is so awesome. And what they do is, instead of keeping what you say, they use it as a weapon. And that's going to be this person here. Now, you might see them and really be, it's not inspired, because that's the wrong word, but really be, like, they stick with you. Like, you read the character in a book or you see this movie, and there's this bit of nastiness that sticks with you. And it's going back to wounds. It's going back to a trusting of the heart that got betrayed. And that's going to be something that comes up during this time a lot. It's like, how do I know how I want to move forward? How do I know where it is that I need to be? And it leads you to Aquarius energy right here with the star. And it can lead you to you being your worst enemy at times. Overthinking, overanalyzing, becoming too emotionally invested, instead of stepping back and saying, okay, what's logical here? Like, how much do I give? How much can I sacrifice myself for somebody else? And instead of saying, you know what, I'm all in, I will always be all in, and that's just that, because you get drained. And it's seeing that with things. It's not seeing that. This is more with work. Now, I'm not saying with people, especially that you love, where you're trying to help them and they can be going through a really difficult time. It's not saying pull back and just say enough is enough. But for some of you, Aquariuses, it's like you will have to do that during this time. You will have to step back just a little bit. And I know it's the holidays and everything, and it sounds so unkind, but it is actually going to be kind when you step back and you say, this is what I can offer. This is who I am. If you're dealing with somebody who you love, I will always love you. But right now, I don't like this. I don't like where this is heading. I don't like how this is going. And it's finding your voice. It's really embracing your understanding, because your waters, your emotional truth is nurturing your soul and your practical self and the self that walks upon this earth. And you can't have that ripped away from you because you're just being too nice. And it leads you here to a change. It leads you to the Wheel of Fortune. Nightmares and fears, they start to change. And sparrows, they are my favorite birds, because sparrows can take down hawks and eagles, because they work together as a unit. They work together as a family, and they become very mighty. It's like when we work together, we're mightier than when we are apart. And so here, with the Wheel of Fortune, you're seeing this change come forward. You're seeing yourself embracing this change. At times, you feel like you're on a roller coaster ride, most definitely. But the roller coaster ride is leading you to somewhere exquisite. And the end is definitely going to be worth it. It brings about a new dawn, a new season. And the Seven of Swords, you're taking up your knowledge, you're taking up everything that you need as you're embracing your heart, as you are rising out of the waters of despair, as you are looking at your emotional truth. You're leaving some things behind because they're just not necessary. It becomes overbearing to carry it. And you start moving forward. And you start, excuse me, moving towards your goals. People might say at times you're being sneaky, or why don't you share everything with me? It's like, it's not your business, it's my business. And that brings you to justice. As you change your mind, you change your life. You start looking at the blessings over the hurts, the pains, the anger. You start seeing yourself becoming more discerning with the energy that you let around you, with the people that you let around you, with everything that's going on. You become a lot more discerning, and you call this justice into your life. It's not saying I have to abide by the black and white letter of the law and there's no room for interpretation. It's saying, here, I have to be discerning to what my heart craves, to what my soul needs, to what my mind desires. And then it leads you to everything changing rather quickly. When it comes to your heart, the Eight of Wands, like ready or not, here it comes. As you embrace your happily ever after, as you have this healing come over you, it takes you by surprise, which is absolutely glorious. And as you become a student of your prosperity, it brings balance into your life. It has you looking at the day and the night of what is tamed and untamed so much more honestly, so much more openly, so much more in balance with who it is that you are. And then you have a resurrection as you balance the scales, as you release yourself from doubt and anger and fear and upset and upheaval. You balance the scales and your angels walk with you. And they say, I'm here for you and I will always be here for you. I guide you and I will always guide you. And as you rise, like the phoenix from the ashes, as you rise into your truth, as you answer this call into your power, as you see the defenses that you've built up around you that make it hard to trust, or that always bring this doubt into your mind and make you think, oh, it's my fault. I've absolutely done something wrong to keep me held back. You see them fall like the walls of Jericho, just tumbling down. And it brings you then to the Five of Wands as you move forward in the power of your prosperity, as you let go again of the negativity that has held you back, but also you look at this earth with honesty and, compassion and understanding to what it is that you want and how it is that you're moving forward and where it is that you need to be. And it's not being selfish, it's not being petulant, it's not being egotistical. It is being an upholder of your responsibilities to this world. And saying, if I am not strong, if I am not able to support what I need, what I want, and what I desire within my existence, how can I help anybody else? How can I become more? And so you're leaving behind a lot of the office politics. You're leaving behind a lot of the doubts and the fears that are in your mind, and they will come back up. And it's taking a stand in your truth. It's saying, this is who I am. This is what I desire. This is what I crave within my life. And it brings you, again, you have the repeat of the number 5. So things get resolved more quickly than you had anticipated. It brings you to changing your mind and changing your life. Refocusing on what's truly important to you. The healing, the coming together, the not looking always at the hurts and the pains and the scars that were made. And saying, no, I'm in control of my life now. I'm in control of it. I see the hard times that we've had. I'm looking at this, and when I say here, when Spirit says it's the generational curses are coming up, and again, I think that's very dramatic and scary. But looking at it, okay, I'm the oldest girl in my family, and my mom was the oldest girl, my grandma was the oldest girl, my great grandma was the oldest girl. I knew all these women. And all of them had not so great marriages, right? My grandma had the best one, but it was not that starry-eyed marriage that you see. And so I always thought the oldest girl was just destined to not have a good marriage. They just had to soldier on type of thing. And it's realizing, no, that's not a truth. That is not a truth at all. And that's what you're going to see here. And I know I'm talking about love, but in the relationship to your career, to your money, it's what you love. It's what sustains you. It's what makes life easier. What did they say? It's like, I heard somebody restate, the love of money is the root of all evil. It's like the lack of money is the root of all evil because it makes you desperate and hungry and scared and cold and, it's too much. And it pushes you to your limits. And so here, what you're looking at not the sense of, oh, I'm doomed. It's the sense of, oh no, now, the buck ends here. Now it's time. Now it's time to change. Now it's time to change things. Yeah, this isn't my truth anymore. And that's what you're seeing with the Five of Cups. It's like you change your mind. You see the pattern. And instead of taking it as gospel, you say, no, I see it. And I'm done with it. And it leads you then to the Seven of Wands. It leads you to knowing when to fight and when to walk away. Because some people just aren't going to be worth your time. And it's as you're moving forward, it's as you're going after what you desire, as you have embraced this courage and this passion and this truth and this determination. And as you do so, it's like there's going to be a part of you here, Aquarius, that thinks, I'm always going to have to fight. I'm always going to have to, take this on. Show people that I'm worth it, prove it, type of thing. And then you realize, no, that drains my energy, that takes away my time, that makes me feel less than. I fight when I need to. I'm nobody's rug and nobody gets to walk all over me. But I'm not going to waste my time with idiots. And that's just it. Let's see what your spirit animal message is for this time. Aquarius. December 2020 money and career. 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 Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. We have here the Panther spirit. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your power because you really are. You're going to be able to solve things in one bite. It's like destroying that fear, destroying that doubt, destroying that chaos because you're claiming it. And here's the thing. Why it's so important to claim the chaos is because it's saying, I see you and I honor you. And it sounds so silly because you're reclaiming your power. It sounds so silly to say, I honor the chaos. I honor the doubts and the fears and the upsets and the upheavals. But it's like, I honor every single aspect of myself. I honor the fear because it's what makes me. It's what's, sculpted me and molded me because it's, if you're carving stone, it has to be chiseled away. It has to be hammered at. And the fear does that for us. The terrifying moments, the times where we think, how the heck am I going to get out of this? How the heck am I going to move forward? It forged us. A sword is forged in the fire. And we live through our fires. And now we claim our powers. We claim our truth. And we sit there and we say, I'm still standing. And if I'm still standing, then I'm still powerful. And that's what you're doing here. You're reclaiming that power. And that power lies in the shadows. It doesn't lie always where it's the easiest to see. It lies in a sacred, deep place within us. And it brings you to the electric eel spirit. Bring your ideas to life. Bring your power, bring your passion, bring your determination to life. Because life is a mystery with the bobcat spirit. Life is a mystery. You're not supposed to have all the answers, but they're coming. And it's evolving and you're moving forward and you're seeing things openly and honestly and passionately. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the wombat spirit. Be at home. Be at home with who you are. Be at home within your soul. It moves you to your subconscious chakra message, which is inspiration, the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra, that's so apropos because we're talking about generational curses. This is where a lot of negativity from this life, from past lives, are held. The negativity that we inherit through our DNA line, the generational curses, the negativity that we inherited through our past lives, the fears that we have that we can't describe, or why certain things make us react so intensely. Now you are releasing that negativity and you're moving forward in a pathway of inspiration, in a pathway of what you desire and what you love and what you need and what you truly want. And it brings you then to your subconscious people message, which is the Queen of Swords. You are represented by the swords in the minor arcana. You are represented by the star in the major arcana. Here, you are repeating the queen theme, okay, of this time. You're not going to be a king, the actor upon the stage. You're more the director behind the scenes. You cut through the doubts, you cut through the fears. And here, I'm always very interested in how, tarot creators depict the swords, because the swords can be seen as rather negative if you take the zodiac out of them. And so some people really do depict the bad guys as the swords or make them much more unsavory. And I thought they had done that with this queen because she looks very haughty. And I didn't like her at first. And then one day, I don't know what I was doing. I was outside. I was walking my dog or something like that. And the wind hit me and I stood up straighter and my head went back. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's the queen. That's the Queen of Swords. And I saw this card in my mind's eye. She's not haughty. She's not, ridiculous or thinking too highly of herself. She's completely surrounded by her element. And she's embracing that element and letting it move her forward. And that's exactly what you're doing during this time, Aquarius. It then moves you to your subconscious tarot message. Yeah, the Nine of Wands. It's time not to be listening to everybody else's negativity, doubts, fears, how you should be living your life, what you should be doing. And it's time to listen to you, your thoughts, your ideas, knowing that you've walked through this battlefield. You've stood your ground. You know your truth. And it's embracing your desires and your movement forward. And it leads you to a deeper subconscious message of the Death card. Scorpio energy, time frame October 23rd to November 21st. But it's a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. It's a sense of being transformed, of being resurrected into your power, into your understanding, of seeing that life has a way of balancing things out. And there is a sense here, especially during this time, that you walk between the spirit world and the earthly plane. So you have one foot in the spirit world, one foot in the earthly plane. That's why you see things so much more intensely. That's why during this time people's emotions are going to be so much more intense, because you see them spiritually as well as personally. And this can be a tremendous gift, most definitely. This could also be a little bit of a trying aspect to see things so clearly, so powerfully, and so personally. So know that about your subconscious, that you see the battles that you have been through. And you also see yourself rising out of darkness, out of despair, out of hurt, out of pain, out of disappointment. And you walk between the worlds of the spiritual and the worlds of the practical. And sometimes people aren't going to understand where you're coming from, and that's really okay, because you understand. All right, Aquarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward in the power of ourselves, the power to rise, the power to see our strengths, and also have compassion for our weaknesses. Because, Aquarius, you are rising to a point where you are fully embracing your powers, your truth, and yourself, where you're looking at the grace that is you, and you're not apologizing. You're standing tall and proud, completely surrounded by your elemental truth, by your knowledge, by your reason, by your way of words and your connection with others. And it's astounding, and it's beautiful, and it inspires you, and you become an inspirational force for other people. So let's take that all in. Again, releasing all negativity, and let's raise our vibrational energy. Take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aquarius.